Alright guys, coming at you with another car to review today. Today we got the 2012 Mazda 3. It's a hatchback, 5-door hatchback. And this car is actually my girlfriend's new car. And she's had it for about 3 months now. She's already put, I'd say, 7,000 miles on it. So I've gotten to drive it for quite a bit now and feel out how it is. And kind of get to come back at you guys with some reviews on it and some of the features that I really strongly dislike, because there are definitely a few of them. Starting with, as I just did it just now, pushed out the stalk for the brights while I use my turn signal. I don't know why, but on this car, if you touch the turn signal stalk, it 99% of the time will put the brights on in this car. I don't understand it.
Beautiful.
I don't understand it. Another thing, cup holders, they're way too close together. Other than that, those are like my two things I really genuinely hate about this car. Like, I seriously hate that. The interior, we'll show you guys a shot of that. It's really just a basic...
It's clean. There's too many buttons, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in this center section here.
Yeah, and like we said, I'll show you in a little bit, but this thing is very annoying too. Like, you could actually skip songs at like the center dial here, and it's so touchy where if you go like just that, it'll cut 2 songs instead of 1. The audio system definitely sucks as well. Like my Civic blows it away. Like, it's really horrible, the audio system in here. I've tried every which way to manipulate it to be better. It just won't. In terms of driving, this thing, it kind of rides very stiff, right? But it makes up for that because it handles pretty damn nice. It really does handle great. It's got, in terms of power, it's got enough power, but you know, it's right where it should be. It's not. It's
the engine.
Yeah, it's a 2.0. The first motor they used Sky Active technology, and I have no clue what that means. I think it's just better gas mileage. It's supposed to get 40 on the highway, 27 in the city. She's been averaging 28.5, it says here. It's pretty good. So yeah, it's pretty damn good. She said it takes a little under $30 to fill it up from like almost dead empty.
Oh wow.
So it's pretty good. I mean, we just drove it to and from Jersey an hour each way. It was at a full tank, and it's only down 2 of those little bars.
Oh,
so yeah, it's definitely really good. I did an oil change on this thing about 1,000 miles ago, and I ran into something very weird that's worth noting on this car that I also dislike. How you have to change the oil is it's an Allen socket. I think it's a T40 to take off the drain plug, but in order to take out the drain plug, you have to remove the oil filter first, or it won't put, like, the Allen socket won't go on to the...
It won't fit.
Yeah, it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, dude. It's so weird. So that's another complaint that I have with it. So in terms of driving, like I said, putting the power down, oh shit. You know, I mean, it's not terrible, right?
The engine makes a lot of noise.
It does. It's got that Mazda rasp to it. But one thing I definitely don't like, and I think all Mazdas are like this, the Chiptronic shift, it shifts backwards. So if you down is up a gear and forward is down a gear. I don't really like that. This one doesn't have paddle shifters like the Mazda 6 does, but that's what you get for the value. Now, that's the one thing I wanted to talk about on this car too. I think it's a crazy good value for what it is. If you can kind of like get rid of the, oh, I need like something that's real quality, you know, like get that notion out of your head, because by no means is this car like a piece of quality engineering. It's got its quirks to it, like with the cup holders, with the turn signal stalk. The interior is not overly cheap with hard plastic, but you know, another thing that's annoying, like the audio, that is kind of like diving a little deeper into that, is the Bluetooth technology. It's like so quirky, and it'll just sometimes be stupid loud and like deafen you for no reason. So like if you can get out of that realm where you need something to be completely luxurious and fancy, this car is a good value. She got it for $8,200 with 52,000 miles on it, I think. So it's a
decent deal.
It's a 2012. That's a pretty good deal, man. But you know, you gotta be able to sacrifice all of the you know, the luxury comforts that some people get too used to.
Hey-o! Your man DQ in the driver's seat now, giving you a nice raw first impression of this Mazda, Nick's girlfriend's Mazda. I have not driven this car ever until literally just now. My immediate take is, like I said, the interior from the passenger seat, you hear me yapping before, I don't like all the buttons. The steering wheel controls are nice, but I just feel like there's way too much going on with all the buttons on the dash and on the steering wheel. I feel like it could definitely be more simple.
I agree.
And as I'm not paying attention to the road and paying attention to the steering controls, I come flying into this turn, and it does handle nice. It is stiff, but the stiffness definitely gives it a nice handling.
I like being able to throw this thing around.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not going to go too crazy, but yeah, no, the seat's comfortable. It's not like, it's nothing crazy. It's just it's comfy. It's comfy. I can't say much else about it. It's comfy.
That's a perfect explanation, in my opinion, of the whole car.
Yeah.
There's nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing crazy. It's just it's a good all-around car. It's a wagon, and I love, or it's not a wagon, it's a hatchback. Whatever, it's got 4 doors and then the 5th door, just like my Subaru, which is a wagon.
Yeah.
But no, I do like the hatchback wagon cars. So that aspect of it I do like. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to drive a car like this for a day to really tell whether or not I personally would want to buy it. The transmission feels nice, though. Now I'm stepping on it a little bit.
See, I know you like that. As we were talking about it the other day, how you like a transmission that you don't have to downshift it to get up a hill, right?
Yes, exactly.
When it's an auto, it doesn't need to downshift to get up a hill. I personally think this car is a little too much until you have to, you know, like you have to push it. Like, it just won't downshift at all, you know?
Well, sometimes that can be annoying, like...
You gotta press the pedal pretty far.
Right now, driving like a normal person, I enjoy that it's just staying in gear. Like, you find...
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the best thing I could relate it to as far as what I've driven is like a Honda automatic. And those cars just downshift all the time.
Like
every time you touch the throttle, it wants to just downshift, and there's no need for it. I mean, in a Civic there probably is, because they have like no horsepower or torque. But
like my car.
Like Nick's car. Give her a little now.
There you go.
I have to get a little reckless and just don't tell Nick's girlfriend. Oh, these people are turning. Don't turn.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was just saying to Nick, the steering is super responsive. I really like that. There's really like no sloppiness to it. I mean, that's a lot of new cars today have pretty tight steering. Yeah. I'm assuming this is probably drive-by-wire, which that helps a lot. But you know, it's very tight to the road. Nick compared it to his GTI that he used to own.
Yeah, I had a 04 GTI 1.8.
Yes, that I drove as well, and I mean, it's comparable.
It really is.
It's definitely comparable.
It really is, and I was honestly surprised to even be able to say that.
Yeah, there's no,
seriously.
I don't feel body roll like I would expect on a wagon, hatchback wagon.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I mean, it's not as tight as my GTI was, but I'd say the handling is close.
It's definitely
really
close.
Is close.
I'm very surprised because it's not a slammed car, you know, that it doesn't have that body roll.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting a lot of other hatchback wagons, and they just roll. They're not the most stable vehicles. You know, they usually have suspension on them that's, you know, made to hold a little bit of more weight because they're expecting you to load the rear end up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this thing's been great to her. I mean, she's only had it for 3 months, but I haven't seen anything that, you know, like, read any reviews on it that are bad. There's no, like, weird quirks yet. The only thing that kind of is annoying is when you put the AC a little bit high, it has, like, a blower, like the fan.
Oh, it's a little noisy.
A little noise in the fan, but it's nothing crazy, you know. Well, moving on to going back to what we were saying earlier about the cup holders sucking, being too close together. Like, yeah, every time take a sip, put it in, has to go past. Like, it's so annoying, honestly. And like we were talking about with the layout of this, like, this is the knob. You would think it's a volume button, but it's just like so annoying and so sensitive. Like the smallest little click and you've gone too far. So that's kind of an annoying feature. All right, so yeah, like the styling on this thing, I actually enjoy it. We've seen, like I showed you a couple pictures of it with like some nicer wheels and dropped like an inch or two. It looks really well. Like it looks really well done. The back seats, I don't really think that they're that great. Really not much legroom at all in this thing, right? I mean, I wouldn't want to sit back here for more than 20-minute drive. The hatch, though, it's pretty cool. Just pop the button, lift up. And it does have a lot of room back here because my girlfriend needs it, as you can see, with all the shit that she's constantly hauling around. I don't know what any of this is, but it fits it.
I guess this is where people can justify calling this a hatchback.
Yeah.
Instead of a wagon.
Yeah.
Because if you go into the back of my car, there's probably this much room and then a half of this. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there's like
I know.
A good,
there's more. Yeah, there's definitely
there's
more.
definitely a lot more room.
Yeah. But no, I mean, the styling, I don't know. I definitely give it points for styling. I'm not the biggest fan of the back of the car, really, but
no, but
I
do like the exhaust molded into the bumper.
Yeah.
That's not, usually 4-cylinder cheaper cars, it's, like my car or your car, the exhaust the tip is just hanging below the bumper.
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
They don't really put effort into making the bumper fit around it.
Yeah, no, that's true. So under the hood, got the Sky Active cover. Because it's funny, when I first popped the hood on this, I was like, why is the color this beautiful blue? But that's the Mazda Sky Active blue.
Oh, okay.
They call it, so that's why it's like that. Yeah, everything's pretty straightforward on this car under the hood.
Yeah, I like not seeing too much plastic.
Yeah, it's just that. That's really about it. You know?
These covers pop off pretty easily. Like this one looks like it's just held on by the little clips that just literally pop out.
Yeah, it just did. Yeah, and you put it right back in. Take 0W20 oil for advanced fuel economy, like most new Jap cars do, and all that. Underneath the car, though, funny you said plastic. Underneath the car, I don't know if I could really get a video of it from here, but I'll try. Is all plastic. Yeah, I can actually, I can get a video from them.
Splash shields.
It's, I mean, even down to this little cutout right here. I don't know if you can see it up there. That little hole I'm aimed on. That's where the cutout is for the oil and oil filter plug. I'd say, in terms of recommendations that we usually do, what would you say?
If it's oh god damn it!
It's got another thing.
If it's your style, you know what I mean, and you're into that, and you need a hatchback, you need 4 doors, I would recommend it. Personally, I'm not a huge Mazda fan. They're just not my style of car, really. But I mean, for somebody else that's into these cars, into the way they look, into the room that they have in the boot, as the Europeans say, as the Brits say, I could recommend it, definitely.
Yeah, I think I would too, for the value.
Yeah, the value.
And that's really what I think I'm going to go off on this video with, and kind of, that's really what I wanted to gear it towards, is it a good value, and, what you get for that. And I definitely think it is a good value car, for what you're getting. The technology, like I said, it could be better, but if you're not married to the idea of everything needs to be perfect and meticulous, then it would be a phenomenal car for someone on a budget that wants something fairly new. Because, I mean, this car is fairly new. It's got, when she bought it, it had low 50,000s. So for a little over $8,000. That's not bad at all. And, like I said, the power's there. Everything's really, perfectly put together in terms of what you need for a daily driver. So yeah, we definitely recommend this one to you.
Yeah, it's not going to break the bank if you got to do some repairs.
No. And you could do a lot yourself,
You
too.
can do a lot yourself, but it's not, you know, it's not one of these cars. It's not like a high-tech Mazda RX-8 or something where it's like you need to find a specific mechanic that can work on it.
Yeah.
You could bring this car anywhere.
And you'll get it over 100,000 miles on like an RX-8.
Oh, yes, yeah, yep, yeah, you'll definitely get some good mileage out of this driveline.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's about all we have today for you guys. We'll be coming at you next week with another video. Want to stay tuned for. And we appreciate your support. Appreciate you guys checking out our stuff.
Stay frosty.
Take it easy, fam.